When you're in your ballpark, you're in your ballpark.
If you want to go ruin people's days online, I would recommend playing this.
What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here, and before we get into the do's and don'ts of Gravekeepers, you know, as the GK god, the OG, the one who popularized the deck recently, I don't know if I'm giving myself too much credit here, but I sure as hell have seen a lot more people playing it after I won that extra Winnematte with it, and it got featured on a whole bunch of channels. Regardless, we gotta respond to share if you play Gravekeepers, a clip from MBT's stream. We're just gonna react to after this gentleman here, Mr. Zero, does everything right. He activates, he's commanded, searches Necro Valley, activates Necro Valley, Royal Tributes, gets an Ash Blossom out of MBT's hand. Totally correct up until this point. Sets one, summons Dragoon, passes turn. This is where the biffs begin. So look at this. Let's just watch this together, okay, guys? Because this just depresses me. He negates the grave effect of a Tri-Brigade and proceeds to get punished immediately by evenly matched, bro. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And then he chooses to keep Dragoon instead of keeping Necro Valley. Now, mind you, Dragoon is the win condition. Listen, that part I can't say much about because you already done goofed, all right, bro. But listen, man, Zero, you do not have my blessing. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You completely and utterly biffed. But we're going to teach you guys how to not biff with Gravekeepers, how to play them properly, and when this type of scenario comes up, what you should do. Alright guys, let's get into the video. Alright guys, what's going on? LoganJYA here. So what I have done here for you today is recreated the exact scene from Share If You Play Gravekeepers, and we are going to talk about what our friend Zero did wrong, and why he lost my respect as a Gravekeeper player, unfortunately. So let's look at this field, right? Pretty amazing, especially when you know when you're playing against Tri-Brigades, right? Your key card here in this matchup is right here in my hand, Necro Valley. This stops the deck from playing, period. Necro Valley stops the deck from playing. Sure, they can lure loose from hand if they have the cards to do it, but after you Royal Tribute them for 4 cards out of their hand, the only thing you have to fear are blowouts. So why the heck did our friend Dragoon negate the grave effect of a Tri-Brigade? I wish I could tell you, but that led to him getting evenly matched, bro. When that evenly match was cast, he immediately lost the card advantage by banishing his Necro Valley and letting his opponent play from the graveyard. Huge mistake. Now we're going to talk about why that was incorrect and what you should do in a situation like that. Obviously, I just said it. You want to hold your Dragoon negate for the cards that exclusively threaten your most powerful cards in the matchup. That would be the Necro Valley and the Dragoon. So what you do is you hold your Dragoon for something like an evenly matched. If he had done that, he would have won the game, hands down. There was no way in heck MBT was playing through that. Unfortunately, our friend made a massive misplay. Now say, hey man, he opened up Forbidden Droplets or Dark Ruler No More. There's nothing you can do about that in that situation. You just gotta pray that that Necro Valley stays on the field. And obviously he had a back row as well. We have no idea what that was. I just threw a crackdown here. But if he had held that Dragoon negate, he would have been in such a better situation. So that brings me into the first most important topic here is when you're playing Gravekeepers, Necrogoon Turbo to be specific, it's literally a protect the castle control strategy. You are protecting your Dragoon and your Necro Valley. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but it's important to recognize this. Otherwise, you get punished. Alright guys, so what I've done for you here is I've rolled back the clock of time a little bit here to show you what a resemblance, an artist's rendition of what that player's hand probably looked like when he opened up. This hand is absolutely insane. There's never any excuse for losing with a hand like this. So first I want to call what the player did correctly, okay? So this is one of the do's, alright? You pitch your commandant, bait out any hand traps or interruptions on this to grab yourself a Necro Valley. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now with no monster cards left in your hand, you cast that Necro Valley, you activate that Royal Tribute. Pretty unga-bunga, right? But hey, this wins games, and this is what hit all those cards out of the opponent's hand.
Obviously, now that you're safe from hand traps, you cast your Red Eyes Fusion, you pitch your Dragoon pieces to the graveyard, and you summon your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Of course, always in the far right column. I think another thing that I sound like a broken record on is that you have to put in this column to avoid the Geonator. If you're playing against a deck that plays the Geonator, you don't want to get punished after you spend your Dragoon Negate by giving them a free Dragoon, right? So obviously we put it in this position over here. And then obviously we're setting one card and we're passing, holding the Necro Valley in hand, and then we go back to the original strategy. Protect the castle. Protect these two cards. You see this Toon Kingdom right here? This is your castle. This is your kingdom. Protect these cards at all costs. That's all it comes down to. Let's move on.
Guys, so the next thing I wanted to discuss is some new possible tech options and changes to the deck list that may make the deck a little bit stronger. Now, it's depending on your play style and your personal preference. These are things that I'm currently testing that I implore you to give a try as well. And please, please, please let me know if this works for you. I'm trying to collect as much feedback as possible before taking this deck to another event. Also, I gotta read the meta scene a little bit more to make sure this is still applicable. Obviously, this deck is broken busted against the Drytrons. It's almost an auto win. However, against other certain matchups, it struggled. It's good against Virtual World. It's not good against Eldritch. And these are all things that you will learn from experience with playing the deck. I will have an updated deck list, aka, a fresh deck profile coming out real soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with the next Necrogoon deck profile. And obviously you can find the original list on my channel, on MCole40's channel, and on Simo's channel. All of those link back to the list that I played at the Extravaganza side event. So first things first, the first tech card that I wanted to discuss with you guys is a single copy of Gravekeepers Spy in the main deck. Now, this may sound silly, it may sound like a waste of space and another monster card that would be dead in your hand with a Royal Tribute. However, it does have a lot of application. The cool thing about Gravekeepers Spy is that you can cast your Red Eyes Fusion and then still apply even further board presence by setting this to your field. What this allows you to do is that when you have an opening hand that consists of Necro Valley Throne and a Necro Valley, instead of going to fetch the Commandant and not having a way into the Dragoon, or you already have a pre-established way into the Dragoon, you can use this to search the Spy, and after you resolve your Red Eyes Fusion, set this up. Or if you don't have your Red Eyes Fusion and you don't have a way to do your Commandant Headman combo, what you can do is you can add your Gravekeeper Spy off of the Necro Valley Throne, set this, rely on trap cards, and this is a slower one-card Dragoon. Obviously, it's a lot slower. It's a flip effect monster. It's cool that it's got a 2500 butt with the Necro Valley on the field, but the whole point is maybe protect the castle a little bit, I guess you could say. It's not the end of the world if this thing dies, but it is a slower Dragoon, and the alternative is when you have your Dragoon on the field, then you're able to also set your Spy. When you flip summon this opens a lot of doors for us. And another thing I want to talk about is with the new build, we are going to be transitioning into playing the Pot of Prosperity instead of the Pot of Extravagance. This is important because it doesn't mean we're going to dead draw into... First and foremost, we don't run the risk of banishing all of our Veritas or Dragoons. Seldom does it ever happen, but it is a theoretical possibility. And on top of that, that gives us more flex spots in the extra deck, as well as giving us the ability to dig for the specific cards we want to see. Going deeper into the deck is better than sheer card advantage in this particular scenario. You also will no longer have those times where you activate Extrav, draw into Red Eyes, Dark Magician, Wyvern, those cards that you don't want to see. Instead, you get to dig for your Red Eyes Fusion, for your Necro Valley, or for your broken Royal Tribute. So we are absolutely going to transition to the Pot of Prosperity. Be sure to sub to the channel so you can be up to date with the new list, and also come join the stream. We are playing this deck all the time. So that's a little talk about the Gravekeeper Spy as a potential tech option. And one more door that this opens is in the extra deck, since we're going to have a lot more slots after we switch over to the Prosperity, since we'll get to choose what we banish. It gives us the opportunity to play a rank 4 engine. Now, there's a lot of good options here, and one that I wanted to bring quick notice to is a Zodiac engine in the extra deck. So for those of you who don't know, in the original build, yes, we were already playing a small zoo package in the form of an Auza and a Dryden. Dryden for when we steal something with Crackdown, or Auza to bring a zoo back and then slap Dryden down on top of it to give us free spot removal. It worked pretty well because Commandant is obviously an Earth, but now we can actually branch this package out a little bit. When we switch to Prosperity, we can also play a Chakanine, a Borbow, and a Zeus on top of that. So if we have a Gravekeeper Spy, it theoretically can get us all the way into a Zeus. It can get us into a Chakanine Dryden. There's a lot of options. And of course, there's several other rank 4s you can play. Other ones that I've been exploring and playtesting with on stream include Utopia and Utopia the Lightning, not Utopia 0, because you don't want to play the double or nothing. It's not worth it. But the Utopia package to out Dragoon is absolutely relevant. Other things like Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, a lot of doors are opened through this new tech choice. And yes, I want to say before we wrap this video up, please share this video if you play Gravekeepers as well, okay guys? Because we're not all that bad. That's all I got for you guys today. LoganJYA signing off. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something about playing Gravekeepers properly. I love you guys. I'll see you on stream. I'll see you on the channel. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great mother flippin' day.